Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel.
I mean, anytime it goes into a shootout, it's a bit of a crapshoot. Anything can happen. So let's be optimistic about this. That's 2 valuable points against some Southern Conference teams. Nobody hates losing more than myself. But we've been mired in a few injuries and suspension problems. A couple bodies coming back into the lineup next week, and hopefully things start rolling. I know people are anxious to see that. Let's get that monkey off the back, that first home win. But we got a couple valuable points, and I thought the boys played well. I think that our defense core was really tested tonight. We only had one import in that lineup against a pretty offensive team who have scored some goals so far. So they struggled, and we gave it some chances. I think Kevin bailed us out a couple times. But for the most part, that's good experience for them. And we need to get Nickerson and Hartung back in that lineup, and that makes us certainly a lot stronger.
I thought we battled hard for 60. It's a tough game to be involved in, a lot of penalties, but I thought the ref did, as many as penalties as he called. I thought he was consistent, and, it didn't take long for the guys to know what they were going to get called for and what they weren't going to get called for. So as long as it's consistent, I thought he did a great job. We got a little carried away with the penalties though in the third, and it ended up burning us. I thought our PK did a fantastic job tonight, but you give a team with some skill like that many chances on the PP, they're going to burn you eventually. And I don't know. Right now we're struggling to score some goals. We just don't have that clinical finishing, and a couple guys that are maybe brought in to score those goals seem to be struggling at this point. But another week of practice here and see if we can switch some things up and try to get some chemistry going between lines or whatever we have to do. But all in all, great battle for 60 minutes, and it's unfortunate we came up on the short end of the stick, but you can't fault the guys' effort.
Yeah, the power play in overtime, and that was a great opportunity to try and win the match.
It sure was, and I think they had some good chances. I think Andy walked out front there. Schomer had a couple good chances on net. The guys were staying patient. I know the crowd was baying for shots and stuff, but they were patient. They picked their spots, and I think a couple good quality chances. But the puck managed to stay out of the net for them, and like I said, anything can happen in a shootout.
Yourself, how's your comeback going?
Slow. I went and saw the surgeon last week, and they're going to try and get these wires out as soon as possible. They're pretty adamant that that's what's hampering a recovery. So once I get that out, hopefully I won't be getting irritated. I won't be getting any pain in it, and and then just build up the strength in the leg. I had a wee setback here the last couple of weeks, but I guess everything doesn't go smooth. But it's a strange position for me to be in. I haven't sat out this long for a long time, and I'm not really enjoying it. So hopefully once we get these wires out of there, the leg recovers quickly, and start joining the team on that side of things again.
Is there plans to bring someone else in the meantime?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had advanced discussions with a player that we've had difficulty getting in the country for various reasons, but hopefully that pans out, and just add a little bit more offense to our lineup.
How soon do you think that'll be resolved?
I would have liked it last week, but we'll just have to see. But it's ongoing, and it can't come quick enough for us.
Yourself off the ice, when you're watching the game, do you have a different perspective when you're not playing?
Yeah, of course. And you see a lot more of the mistakes right where it's happening rather than catching on the game tape later. And it's frustrating not to be able to go out there and try and do something about it. But you have to have faith in your players, and we have a good squad here. We have a good group of guys, but can't really make excuses because Coventry were down to 14 men as well today, and so were we. And we got I think in these games, a young guy that we're trying to bring along, and Alan Anderson shows an experience, and that's going to come. He's only played 3 or 4 league games, so it's where the rest of the squad's played 2 or 3 years. So he's gaining valuable experience, but so quite quickly we're down to 13 men, and at this league playing for 60 minutes, just really asking too much of our main guys, and so you start picking up another injury or two, and that's not something that we're really trying to avoid, but sometimes you're forced into situations. So, like I said, if we can get Nickerson and Hartung back in the lineup, don't really know about Jamie. We're going to be keeping a close eye on him, and a new guy possibly. Then we're looking pretty good.
For the guys that missed the penalty shots tonight, how difficult is it? Is a lot of pressure on the guys when they're going to those shots?
Yeah, it is. It is. I've been there before, and I'm definitely not a finisher, so it is tough. But the ice is, I don't know, maybe the league needs to look into maybe flooding that middle lane like they do in the NHL. I don't know, but the ice gets pretty chopped up in all buildings, I think, by the overtime and shootouts. So, but yeah, it's very tough. That ice is rough and the fans are on top of you, and it's up to you one-on-one confrontation. So yeah, it's definitely pressure and tough. But like I said, Riggs did a fantastic job tonight, and our D corps played well. One import D. I thought the Brits stepped up and played a great game. Horny, we were, exhibition in the start of the year, we were a bit concerned with him, but he's, we brought him in and had a few words, and I thought the last 2 weekends he's been fantastic for us. So, we need him to be kind of that fourth import back there, and next week we get some bodies back, and we're looking a lot better.
Just last one, Justin DaCosta, you named him as captain this week. What's the thoughts behind that?
Well, I mean, he's the last couple of weeks he's had to lead a pretty inexperienced group of 5 D-men back there, and I think he's done a pretty admirable job. I think when he goes out on the ice, he leaves it all out there, and you see how much minutes that I'm using him for already. I mean, I think he gets to put his bum down in the seat for 10-15 seconds, and I'm kicking him back out there. But we like the way he plays. We like to play the way he plays the game. He plays a little bit of hard-nosed style. I think once he gets a bit more help back there, we'll get even more out of him. And I just think he's a good natural leader out there, as well as the assistant captains that we've named.
Just on to talk there about Justin DaCosta, being named captain. How do you feel he's been since he's come to the club?
Yeah, he's been great for us. He's a guy that's, we don't have an overly vocal squad, but I guess I can make up for that, I guess. But no, he's been great. He leads by example. He's a great player. I mean, he plays well in all 3 zones. He's 100% the whole time, and that's what you want your leader to be, a guy that leads by example and one of your top players. So he's a guy. He's not overly vocal, but when something needs to be said, he's definitely not afraid to say it. So he's definitely a perfect choice for captain.